Hey guys, welcome back for my weekly haul. Let's go ahead and get started with Batman 40. Recently I just started getting the B covers. This is Olivia Coipel. I do really like his artwork, but for some reason in this one, I don't like Wonder Woman. I was watching another video and someone said it was probably because she has no neck, so her head looks floating. But not only that, I meant just her face structure isn't that great for Wonder Woman. So this is my least favorite of the Coipel covers that recently have come out. But Batman 40. Still need to read that one. Haven't got around to it. So Batman White Knight number 3. This is the second printing of this. And I have the other ones, but I really do like the red background. I think the contrast between the two Harleys and the red background and Harley in her classic costume is it basically accentuates it. So I ended up picking up this one. Alright, so one of my things for 2018 is basically if I'm going to buy a double of something, it's a title that I believe in. And this goes for sometimes artwork, but most of the time storyline. So I've been, since the beginning doubles of Batman White Knight. So here's number 5. And this is the A cover. And then also the B cover with Duke Thomas on it. These aren't my favorite ones from Sean Murphy, but still really love the title, so ended up picking up those. Okay, 2 Harleys that I ended up getting. I missed out on Harley Quinn number 35, and I'm not sure if this is going to be a first appearance of Harley as Batwoman. But I know 35 was the one that had her on the cover. I ordered it from my local comic book shop. They still had it from Diamond, so I ended up picking up that one. And also, I ended up getting this week number 37, which is Frank Cho. And yes, the wiener dog is funny. So, like I said, one of the recurring themes for 2018 is comics I believe in. I'll get to the second part of this story and when I show the second part for the Milk Wars, but I really did like this storyline, even though it's kind of confusing. My local comic book shop still had one, so I ended up picking up a second one of this. Okay, now Milk Wars Part 2. This is written by Jody Houser, and Ty Templeton is doing the artwork. I gotta say, this one I didn't like at all. I don't even think that it really ties into the first part of the Milk Wars, very slightly. But I kind of hated the artwork and the interiors, and I would say Jody Houser didn't do her best work on the story. It was just a little too far out there. And I'm not sure if they're really trying for that or if that's just how this issue was. But second part to Milk Wars. Now, I fell behind on reading the Superman title. I still need to catch up. So I ended up picking up this for the John Boy Myers covers. And with the new price increase of a lot of the DC titles to go to $3.99, I got to be very limited on what I pick up, and not just based off a cover. So I'm not going to be probably getting the A covers for the most part, unless it's an artist I really, really like. Alright, my favorite, this is probably my pick of the week for my favorite cover and favorite story from this week. This is a Tom King story. This is Swamp Thing Winter Special. and I believe the hype on this book. It's a very good read, kind of a tragic read, and I don't want to spoil anything, but Jason Fabok killed it on this Swamp Thing title. He's a phenomenal artist. I mean, we basically all know that after the Dark Side Wars, but it's nice for him to branch out and do something besides the Justice League, because he was on the Justice League title for so long. But I really enjoyed his work on Swamp Thing. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to see some more work from him, but pick it up if you didn't. Okay, Walking Dead number 176. I ended up picking up both covers. So here's the A cover, and the Bill Sienkiewicz B cover. And if you haven't pre-ordered 77, I believe it's 77, 78, and 79, they just came out with the covers of them, and I believe it's the Governor, Andrea, and Carl are going to be the next Sienkiewicz covers. So I'm going to get all of them because I really enjoy them. But this storyline's awesome. It's the second part of a new storyline, and in this, we actually get a payoff within the first two issues of something big that is revealed. So, if you haven't been reading Walking Dead for a while, it's good jumping on point again. For the speculator market, this was probably one of the hot books for the week. I ended up picking up 3 copies of this. I only had one in my saver, and then I went to another local comic book shop and picked up 2 more. But a lot of people were speculating this is going to be the first new Red Goblin. I don't believe that at all. But it still shows the symbiote merging with Norman. So we get kind of like a hybrid Norman, but they just haven't officially named him. So I ended up picking up, like I said, 3 of these because you never know if it's a first appearance. And either way, this is my Amazing Spider-Man is my favorite title to collect, and one of the series that I want to try to get closer to finishing. So picked up 3 of those. Okay. So this was still sitting on the stand at my local comic book shop. I already showed this last week, but this is the second print for Thanos 13. So I ended up picking up that one also. Another title, just really like the coloring in this one, kind of different and nice coming from Marvel, is the Venom 160. Oh, 161. All right, getting towards the end. All right, I ended up picking up a couple Deja Thoris, so I'll show these ones first. And I guess you could say, you can see why it's popular. But I picked up 3 of those. I pre-ordered those, and then I also picked up the J. Scott Campbell. What the? Well, we'll worry about that later. But the J. Scott Campbell, that one, this one, and this. So the 0 issue of my J. Scott Campbell Deja Thoris was damaged. I'm still trying to see if they're going to replace it. It's been a month, but they're trying to figure it out. But I did order 100 regular copies for 25 cents, and mine was damaged. So hopefully they correct that. Not upset about it, but still, I have 100 issues for a damaged copy. All right. I'm really loving these Young Guns titles. This is X-23. Do love the Virgin variant of this, and this is highlighting one of the new artists, Pepe Larraz. And I haven't seen any of this guy's work, but if he's going to be doing work like this, I'm really looking forward to it. usually the Young Gun artists are also interior artists. So I'm happy to get this, and I just paid regular price of this. So whatever, I believe it's a $4.99 cover price. I ended up paying that. I just let my comic book retailer know in advance, and he saved it for me. And the very last thing I want to talk about is not my local shop, but another one here, or not my home shop, but another one here in town that I'm really friendly with. My comic book shop did not qualify for this. It's really sad to say. I was talking to the other comic book shop here in town of why maybe mine didn't qualify, and from what he tells me is you have to be one of the top 1,000 subscriber or 1,000 comic book shops to receive this. And so my shop is so tiny that it didn't. But Dave was super nice, and he actually let me take this home and read it. I got to return it to him, and I got to read all 5 issues. And my review is kind of, this is not as good as The Walking Dead. It is not as good as Invincible. I know this is only the first 5 issues. It's an interesting story. I do like it, but maybe when they break it up into single issues and you're able to read them, they'll leave cliffhangers, because Robert Kirkman is known for his cliffhangers, especially with Walking Dead and the early issues. But I wouldn't say go out and buy 100 of these, or 10 of these, because it's gonna blow up. Very happy to read it in advance, but I was hoping for it to be a little bit better. Wanted to thank Dave again, but that's it for this week. This was my big read. I read this in one sitting, and maybe I'll digest it a little bit more when I get the single issues. Thank you for watching, and see you next week.